I'd like to start out by thanking you for coming today and asking you if you are open and receptive to just relaxing and having a cool experience with each other. Anybody here open to that?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath, look at me and go, Earl is a human being just like me. Sometimes people, they look at me like, what is he? How does he, who is that? What is that? You know, I'm a person. I'm a person who wants love. I'm a person who wants to get rid of everything that blocks love and peace from my life. I want to have peace and harmony with everyone, regardless of race, creed, color, or preference of TV show. I want to have the kind of experience that I've been waiting for everybody else to create. You know, everybody's waiting for everybody else to be the one that does the love or does the peace. Now, so I realized that I'm suspect just by standing up here and saying this. There's some people that's suspect right there. Those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, my mighty companions, also online, thank you for tuning in. I'm Earl Purdy. This is A Course in Miracles. Let me get it up so I can see your comments. There we go. And I'm going to go over the guidelines for the course. If there's anybody around you that you don't know, would you take a moment to just say hi? Just say hello to somebody. You know, those of you online, so glad you all are here. There are plenty of seats on the inside. Come on in here, Laura. Come on in here. Come on now. All right. Okay. You can be wherever you want to be. You're free. You're free. You can be on the staircase if you want to. Okay. That's right. I'm going to go through the guidelines for the Course in Miracles. These are the guidelines in case you're here for the first time. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. Some of the ideas you will or may find hard to believe. Some of the stuff that I say from A Course in Miracles, you may find what? Hard to believe. Some of the ideas may be quite startling to you. Some of the ideas may be what? Quite startling to you. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. Even if you want to, you are not being asked to judge the ideas at all, even though we know we like to judge. Their use will give the ideas meaning to you, and using the ideas will show you that the ideas are true. Using it will show you that it's true. Those of you online, we're going to be on page 612. Chapter 29, The Awakening, Section 4, Dream Roles. And I'm going to go through it line by line so we can see what our message is today. I love it. I love it. It could be 5 minutes to 1, and it'd be 2 people here. And between 5 minutes to 1 and 1 o'clock, all the cute people come. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You all are a distraction. I'll tell you. The Course says, do you believe that truth can be some illusions? Do you believe that the truth can be just a bunch of false ideas? In other words, you hear the truth and you go, that's not true. Have you ever heard something that you later found out to be true, but when you first heard it, you went, that's not true? Mm-hmm. So, do you believe that the truth can be but some illusions? Yes. Well, illusions are dreams. Things that are not true that you believe are true, the Course calls that a dream. And that's what happens at night, right? Something that's not really real in your everyday experience, it seems like it's true. And their equal lack of truth becomes the basis for the miracle. The fact that all false ideas are false ideas. There are not some ideas that are more false than others. All false ideas are equally false. So the Course says it actually becomes the basis for the miracle. And the miracle is a healing. So to realize that what's false is false, that's the healing. Let me give you an example. If you believe you're guilty, sinful, bad, somebody that doesn't deserve love, acknowledgement, and appreciation, and that you are not connected to everything, then you, according to the Course, then that's a false idea. And realizing that you aren't something that's bad or wrong or weak or guilty, that's the healing. The healing is to recognize you may not be what you think you are, especially if what you think you are isn't making you feel inspired and loved and peaceful and joyful. With me so far? Then it says, which means that you have understood that dreams are dreams. False ideas are false ideas. And it says, in that escape from false ideas depend not on the dream, not on more false ideas, but on waking up. So the answer is, we need to freaking wake up. The Course in Miracles is saying we're asleep. We need to wake up to our oneness, our connection, our link to Source. He says we're asleep. We need to wake up. And when you are asleep and having a dream, it looks really real while you're having it, even though everything that you were experiencing before you went to sleep is violated while you're having the dream. And when you wake up, you usually wake up into an experience that is radically different from whatever you were dreaming. And so the Course says we have the dream of being separate. We have the false idea that we're separate. We have the false ideas that we are only bodies. We have the false ideas that we can be victims of things that our consciousness isn't creating for us. And so the Course says, could it be that some dreams are kept and others waken from? What does that mean? Well, it means the choice is not between which one of your dreams or false ideas you want to keep, because some false ideas you want to keep. Like if I'm having a dream and I really like the dream, then I want to keep that dream. Right. And then if I'm having a dream and it's a nightmare, I don't. But both of them are equally untrue. So the question the Course asks is, the choice is not between which one of your dreams to keep, but only if you want to live in dreams. Do you want to live in false ideas, or do you want to wake up from false ideas, even though some of the false ideas you really like and some of the false ideas you want to keep? So the question is, are you ready for the truth or the miracle, which does not select some of your dreams? I love it. He says the miracle does not select some of your dreams to be untouched by its beneficence. You cannot dream some dreams and wake from some dreams, for you are either sleeping or you are awake, and dreaming goes with only one of them, which is sleeping. So the truth is saying, are you willing to wake up from all your false ideas, even the false ideas you like?
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad some of y'all not saying that, because that means you don't know. You know, some of your false ideas, some of your dreams you might want to keep, right? But do you really want something that doesn't last? Do you really want happiness that doesn't last? Do you really want joy and love that doesn't last, that could end unexpectedly? You know, I want love that lasts. I want happiness that lasts. I'm tired of happiness that's up and down, in and out, here 1 minute, gone the next minute, one day feeling good, the next day feeling bad. The Course in Miracles says, are you willing to dare to want a happiness and a joy and a love that never ends, that only increases? Even if you don't know how to make that happen, would you like it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, if the happening was based on enthusiasm, none of y'all would have any happiness whatsoever. So thank God it's not based on us, or we'd be in big trouble, right? That shouldn't have been a thought that was suspect. Okay, is it a trick question? No. Would you like to have a happiness that only increases and it never ends?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. So that means, are you ready to wake up?
Yes.
Are you ready to wake up to the love that you are, and the happiness that you deserve to have? Okay. Well, this next line is going to kind of trip you out, maybe. The next line says, the dreams you think you like would hold you back as much as those in which the fear is seen. So the dreams I think I like, the false ideas I think I like, the illusions I think I like hold me back just as much as the ideas hold me back that I don't like.
They're all equal.
The truth is, every dream is but a dream of fear, no matter what form the dream seems to take. Every dream is a fearful dream. What do you mean? Even the ones that the dream I have of having that house? Yeah, because you would tend to be unhappy and upset if you didn't get it. Or if you get it, can you hold on to it? So a dream that I think I like holds me back also because it's still not a reflection of what's real. It still isn't a reflection of reality. It's still happening as a result of me being asleep. So remember, you said you wanted to wake up. So if I wanted to wake up, but I'm sleeping and I'm having a dream I like, I'm still asleep. So a dream I like, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm dreaming right now, but a dream I like holds me back as much as one that I'm afraid of, because in both cases, I'm unaware of the truth, I'm not awake, I really don't know what's really happening. And there's a point, the reason why I'm going through this. This is a very deep section. Then it says, the fear is seen within the dream. It's seen without the dream. You can have fear in the dream. You can have fear when it's like you're just having a happy dream, or when you're having an unhappy dream. Or the fear can be disguised in pleasant form, but never is fear absent from the dream. Why? Because it's something that could end. It's something I could lose. It's something that may not last. So that's why it says it doesn't make any difference. Fear is the material of dreams. As a matter of fact, if I was truly happy with my reality, I wouldn't need a dream of happiness if I was happy. If I was experiencing love, I wouldn't need to dream of love, because I would have the reality of love. So if all your time is spent in fantasy, what must that be saying about your reality? Because if you were really experiencing love and joy in your reality, you would be busy appreciating it and receiving it and expressing your joy in it. You wouldn't be busy. It's like you're with me, but you're fantasizing about being with somebody else. That means you're not fully present with me. And some of you all have done that. at very strategic moments, you thought about somebody else. You still with me, grown people? Yes. I'm talking to adults, right? Yes. All right, okay. All right. So the Course says, but never is fear absent from the dream, for fear is the material of dreams, from which dreams are all made. The form of a dream, the appearance of a false idea, the appearance of a dream can change, but dreams can't be made of something else. Everything that is unreal could cause you fear, because you can always lose what's not real. If I have a real love, it can't be threatened. If I have a real love, nothing could cause me to lose a real love. If I'm jealous, if I'm insecure, I'm doubting the love. If we really knew we loved each other, I wouldn't have to have my tracker while you going to the store. Right? So if you sitting up there thinking you truly are loving somebody that you're full of jealousy about, you're fooling yourself, you're having a dream. You're having a dream relationship. You're not having a real relationship. You're having a dream relationship. If you have to hide your thoughts, if there are certain things you feel like you can't say to that person, you have a dream relationship. You don't have a real relationship. You have fear. And sometimes you like what you do together, and that's the pleasant dream. And sometimes you're upset with each other, and that's the fearful dream relationship. But in both cases, it's not real, because you think you could lose it.
Yeah.
That's one of those cricket moments. And you could just hear it. Okay. Taking it slow. The miracle were treacherous indeed if the miracle or the truth allowed you to still be afraid because you don't recognize your fear. Truth would be treacherous if it allowed us to stay afraid, but we don't know why. Sometimes people are afraid and they just don't know why. And the Course says you would not be willing to wake up if you don't really recognize your fear. And the miracle prepares the way to wake up. The Course in Miracles says a miracle is a right answer. A miracle is a correct perception. So it says if we have a right answer, if we have a correct perception, it's a miracle. That's why it's called A Course in Miracles. If you all think correctly and love each other correctly and look at each other in the right way and respond, that's a miracle. So that's why it's called A Course in Miracles. Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute to ask questions, but I want to finish this first. So a miracle, which is a correct perception, paves the way and prepares the way for you to wake up to love. So the purpose of this material is to prepare you for love, for real love, so that it won't scare you away. Because real love doesn't obey any of the rules we obey at all. We follow the rules of specialness and call it love. The Course in Miracles says what we call love is just a pleasant form of fear. It's a form of fear we like. But it's not real love for one simple reason. It's exclusive. No exclusive love, according to the Course, is real love. Because the thing that makes love real is that nobody's left out. We're counting on our Creator, love, to love all of us and to love all of us equally. Don't we? Yes. We believe that whatever created us should love all of us the same. That ain't the way we love. We do just the opposite. We'll say, if you love me, you won't love nobody but me. You better not love nobody but me. You better not think of nobody but me. I'm the only one, only me, just me, always me, never anything but me. It's me.
Why are you looking at me for the whole thing?
I don't know. Spirit just told me to look at you. I can't imagine. I can't imagine why I'm looking at you. Okay. Now.
right in my soul for that whole thing.
That's right, I'm staring right into your soul.
It's terrifying.
That's right. So, our form of love, according to A Course in Miracles, you'll keep hearing me saying that. According to the Course, love is inclusive, not exclusive, and it's equally available to everyone. And that ain't the way we do it. So it calls our kind of love a special form of fear because of our belief that we could lose it, especially if we don't act a certain way or be a certain way. So the Course says that ain't real. You know, if I don't act a certain way, then you take your love back. It never was love. It was specialness. You made me special. And I did something that made you take my specialness away and give it to somebody else the next week. Until they mess up. Then I'm going to give it to somebody else. Until they mess up. And then I'm going to give it to somebody else. Until they mess up. And then I say, oh, I was in love with him, and I was in love with her, and I was in love with him, and I was in... Of course, no. I had specialness with her, and then I had specialness with her, then I got specialness with my children, and I got specialness with my parents, and I have specialness with my family, because the love I have for them is exclusive, and it excludes others. The dreams that you think you like would hold you back as much as those in which the fear is seen. For every dream is but a dream of fear. Every dream is but a dream of fear. No matter what the form the dream seems to take, no matter what the form the dream seems to take, the fear is seen within, without, or both, or both. The fear is seen within, without, or both. For the fear can be disguised in a pleasant form. Wow, ooh, she's hot. Or the dream can be disguised in the present. Anybody ever had fear disguised in the present form? And you gave them your phone number? Okay, so I want to check in. Then it says, or fear can be disguised in a pleasant form, but never is it absent from the dream. For fear is the material of dreams, from which dreams all are made. The form of the dream can change, the appearance of the form can change, but dreams cannot be made of something else. But what? Fear. The miracle were treacherous indeed if it allowed you still to be afraid, because you did not recognize the fear. You would not be willing to awake, for which the miracle paves the way. So the truth is paving the way for us to wake up to love. How many of you are open and receptive to waking up to love? Would you be willing? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? I want to be happy. Okay, so before I go to the next paragraph, any questions or comments about what I've covered so far? Yes, in the back.
So the Course says having a dream is fearful. So how do you feel about like the law of attraction, like when people say to have affirmations and affirm things into your life like you already have them, even though you don't, to kind of attract them? Is that still fearful according to the Course, or?
Well, if you're trying to manifest,
yeah,
right, the Course would say anything that you're thinking about manifesting is neutral, first and foremost. And if it's anything that's of perception, just remember it's not going to last. Because there's nothing in physical perception that lasts forever. So it says that even when you want a dream or an illusion here, that's not what hurts you. What hurts you is you forgetting that it's temporary. And when you forget that that's what it is, when it changes, which everything here will change, then you're going to be hurt or disappointed. But in and of itself, if I'm asking for a material or physical thing that's not negative, it's neutral. So I'm either going to give myself peace and love through that, or I'm going to still give myself some type of fear or conflict through it. So that's why the Course puts its emphasis on our state of mind. Because in the end, if I don't love myself and believe that I deserve to be happy, no matter what I manifest, I'm going to use it to make me miserable.
Yes.
So it's nothing wrong with you visualizing what you would like to receive. But just keep in mind, if it's not something that's going to be an eternal joy, then in a sense, it still is another form of fear, if it's nothing else but the fear that might end one day. You see what I'm saying? Remember that, first of all, what I learned when I first got into New Thought, that was the first thing I learned was the law of attraction and the law of manifesting. And it works. Absolutely works. And I still wasn't happy.
Right.
And that was the part that saved me, was that I got the things I thought I wanted and I still wasn't happy. Right? Right? So that is not, so what I needed to have was a state of mind that when I manifested or drew whatever it was that I drew to myself, excuse me, the constant talking like that is going to be disturbing while I'm teaching.
I'm trying, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Tourette's, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Tourette's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously what it is.
okay. So, this must be a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So the most important thing to recognize is, what is my state of mind? And am I in a state of mind that I'm going to give myself peace no matter what I manifest? So that's what the Course in Miracles is about. It's not about whether we manifest the things that we want to manifest in the physical world. It's about, are you going to give yourself peace no matter what? Are you going to stay centered in love no matter what? Because when you manifest the physical things and you haven't dealt with your own anger, guilt, grievances, fear, or insecurity, then you're still going to be miserable if you got the car, the house, the position, or anything else. So if you want to save yourself a lot of time, you want to go directly to a state of mind. You should be working on a state of mind, not a material thing that you're trying to manifest. So that when you do decide to manifest something in your experience, you would allow yourself to enjoy it. Because if I don't love myself, I don't care what you give me. I'm not going to give myself any peace with it. And that's what the Course in Miracles says, that its goal is not knowledge. The goal of the Course in Miracles is peace of mind. And then it says when you achieve peace of mind, you can hear your inner guidance. And your inner guidance will direct you toward everything that will truly make you happy. The other thing that helped me from the Course in Miracles, the big error I was making in the beginning, was I thought I knew what my own best interest was. And that's the other big mistake we make, is that we think we actually know what our own best interest is. So we constantly come up with who and what we think is going to make us happy. And then, nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but love. And so then we come up with what we think is going to make us happy, right? And then we assign dream roles, to everybody that what they're supposed to do to help us bring about our happiness. And then if they do not do that, we say, you're not supporting me. But you didn't even ask me if I wanted to play the role you assigned to me in your dream about what your life was meant to be.
Oh my.
Mighty quiet in here. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to have an experience. I assign you the role that you're supposed to play in me having that experience. Then I get upset with you if you don't do it and accuse you of not supporting me. Don't you see the error of that? So that's what the Course in Miracles does. The Course in Miracles lifts you above all the games that we play with each other that keep us separate and in pain and in fear with each other. But it also produces a lot of resistance Because there's another part of the mind that still does want to assign scripts and roles to everybody. Because, see, let's say tomorrow I said, my goal is to be on Oprah. The truth would say, for what? My goal is to have this person. The truth would say, why? What do you want them for? See, the truth is going to always focus on purpose and content, where we focus on form and appearance. Oh my God, that is the best looking woman I ever seen in my life. She could be a serial killer. You know, a box of Cheerios bit the dust just this morning. So we don't know if that person is the best person for us. I don't know if it's my best interest to try to be on Oprah. On the way to the studio, I could get hit by a car. I don't know what my own best interest is. I need to get in touch with my divine self that does know. So any conscious being is trying to get in touch with their higher power and their guidance. An unconscious being thinks that they know what's best for them and then tries to control everything and everybody around them to get it to be the way they want it to be. So what happens is through the law of attraction, they attract people just like themselves. So then they're surrounded by people who also want them to act out the role that they've assigned for them. And so you call that arguments, which is, I have assigned a role that you need to play to make me happy. And if you just change, I'd be happy. And the other person is saying, I've assigned a role to you for what you should do to make me happy. And then if you change, I'll be happy. So two people in a relationship that's constantly disagreeing and arguing are basically saying, if you were different, I'd be happy. 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 If you spoke and act differently, I'd be happy. No, if you spoke and act different, I'd be happy. Isn't it better? Are you relating? Yes. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. It's simple. Don't make it complicated.
So I kind of went down that rabbit hole too, the law of attraction, and the Course said, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the means is. I don't even know what the problem is. So one of the lessons of that kind of, like, okay, I need to stop trying to figure that out.
And if you continue to read it, it also will tell you what the plan is and what the problem is. What is the plan? The divine plan for your life is that you ask God.
Yeah, let go and let God.
The divine plan, what I mean by that is, the divine plan is that you ask Spirit, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say? Who do you want me to say it to? That's the divine plan, is that you ask your higher power what to do. That's the divine plan. And then the problem is, I'm not doing that. The problem is I feel separate from my source. The purpose of conflict is to keep you from hearing the voice of your source. Because you can't hear the voice for God or truth or love if you're full of conflict, anger, guilt, and grievances. So the part of you that doesn't believe you deserve love, the part of you that doesn't believe you deserve to be happy, that part of you keeps you constantly in conflict or fear about one thing or another all the time. And that's what we call the state of the world today. Everybody's experiencing the distractions that their own mind is creating to keep them from hearing the voice for love inside themselves, because they hate their freaking self and don't love themselves and don't think they're enough, and they're looking for somebody else to validate them and make them feel like they're really loved and important. So you got everybody on the hunt for love. I'm on the hunt for validation. I'm on the hunt for somebody's got to make me, something has got to make me feel like I'm important and validated. So therefore, I'm trying to get the stuff I'm trying to get so I can feel like I'm important and valuable. And the Course in Miracles is saying that's the dream. That's where your fear is coming from, because you think if you don't have that, something's wrong with you. Right? So the best relationship you can possibly have is with somebody that is helping you remember you are valuable in and of yourself from who and what you are. So they're supporting you, expressing yourself in a way that gives you joy, which is awakening, and they're not trying to make you act out their script all the time as their happiness. So a real relationship is nothing like the special relationship that the average person does. Thank you, young lady. I'm glad somebody was glad to hear something that came through me. Thank you so much. Yes, I know. Nothing tears a house down more than saying you deserve to be happy. I know that story. So I'm going to go to the next paragraph right quick. Are you with me?
Yes.
All right.
That was great. That was great.
Well, that makes sense to everybody. Okay, now remember what I said is the goal. Readiness is not mastery. Just because I said that you'll get to that point of unconditional love one day, we're not there yet. So this is why I always add this caveat. Establish whatever boundaries and agreements you need to establish from where you are right now, and then know all those boundaries and agreements can be renegotiated at any time as you wake up and let go of your fear. Amen. If you need monogamy, if you need monogamous monogamy, that's monogamous. Then you better darn sure make sure you join with somebody that's the form that fits. But see, if you don't love yourself, I swear to God, you ain't gonna do that. You'll be monogamous, falling in love with the person that wants to be in an open polyamorous relationship. That's what it is when you don't love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you never, ever go after what you can have. You go after what you can't have and what's unavailable. If you don't love yourself, you're not interested in who's interested in you. You're interested in who's not interested in you. A fear-based mind never goes for what it can have because that would equal satisfaction. If I don't love myself, I ain't going to give myself no satisfaction because I don't deserve no satisfaction. So I'm going to go straight for what I can't have. And then as you love yourself, the last thing you're interested in is who or what you cannot have. And you know anything that's real is going to be something you can always have now. Because if it's real, you can have it now. If it's real, it doesn't take time. It only takes time to have what's not real. It only takes time to have what's not. Tell me what you want that's going to take time, and I'll tell you what's not real to you right now. Tell me one thing that's going to take time for you to have it, and you're telling me what's not real for you. If I say I can only be happy after I get my degree 6 years from now, I know a degree has nothing to do with my happiness. Because God, our creator, according to the Course, something that loves you would never make your happiness dependent on what you couldn't have. Right. And something that loved you, accepts you where you are, doesn't need you to change in order for you to receive the love. That's human love. Yes. Yeah. See, my creator loves me now and lifts me up from where I am. And anybody that loves me the way I am now. And then we grow and expand together. So that once you wake up, you know who loves you and who doesn't. And you know who you're expressing love for and you're not. And 90%, if not 100% of pain comes from deceiving yourself. And the Course teaches you how not to deceive yourself. That's the purpose of the whole book, is to tell you, man, you think you're choosing for love, but this is the characteristic of love. And this is the characteristics of fear. And this is the characteristics of what's not real. And this over here is the characteristic of what is real. And if you know the difference between the two, you're smart enough to make the choice for what's real. But if you don't know what's real, then you take a chance. So I just met this person and I'm taking a chance on this relationship, working out. I just got on this job and I'm taking a chance. Anybody that's conscious could talk to a person for 10 minutes and know whether or not that person would be the best person for them to be in a relationship with. Because the person that would be a really cool person, first of all, is you wouldn't have fear. They would be taking responsibility. You share a common state of mind, and you'd be speaking the same language at some level. See, it's not complicated, but if I don't love myself, then I'm not going to choose what's going to give me joy and what's going to give me peace. So the first stage then must be what? Self-love. Me learning how to love me. And all that means is I need to get rid of everything that blocks the love, because if I get rid of everything that blocks the love, I already love me. It's already in there. You don't have to try to put it in you. You are love. You are perfection. There is nothing missing from you. You're not going to be recalled. It's only when you're telling yourself something that's not true are you not enough. You're always enough for who loves you. You're never enough for somebody who doesn't love themselves, which means they're pointing out all the things that you need to change in you because they're taking the focus off of themselves. So that's your first clue right there when they're going what you need to change and how what you need to do and how you need to be different. You talking to somebody like that and you know the truth. You go, this person doesn't love me. If they love me, why would I have to change? Why are you asking me to change? As a matter of fact, I was fine with me till I met you. My friends weren't complaining. My relatives weren't. Everybody. Now I meet you, and all of a sudden I need to do this differently, and I need to stop doing this, and so I can get a little of your pathetic, dysfunctional love.
Oh my.
Because you don't even know how to love, so I'm fighting to get something that you don't even know how to give me. And I call that I'm attracted to you. Watch your attractions, okay? Pay a lot of attention to your attractions. I'm telling you, because people trust their attractions. You know, I'm attracted to them, so I know that should be the one I go after. Check out your track record. Check out your track record of the people you were attracted to and what happened. And you would be able to go, ooh, I'm attracted to them. I need to go the other way. Or I'm attracted to them and I need to talk first. We don't need to do nothing physical. We need to talk first because I'm attracted to you and I know my pattern. So I know you're it. Why? Because I'm attracted to you. That's how I know you and my pattern. Why? Because I'm attracted to you. That's why I know you and my pattern. Why? Because I'm attracted to you. That's how I know you and my pattern. Why? Because I'm attracted to you. That's how I know you and my pattern. So the next person, I see your hand. The next person that you're attracted to, remind yourself of that. Why are you attracted to them? Why did you single them out of everybody in the room? You wouldn't have done that had they not been a part of your pattern. The things you are moved by. That's what it's talking about when it says the dreams you think you like can hold you back as much as the ones that you think the fear is seen. Me deceiving myself and I like it keeps me just as unaware as something that I'm experiencing that I don't like. And what the Course is asking us is, are you willing to wake up from all dreams and know the reality of love? But to be able to do that, you have to be willing to look at your stuff and see what you are doing that keeps creating that. So if you're the kind of person that you have a relationship and then within a month you're in another one, you haven't got it yet. What a person that's conscious would do is, that didn't work out the way I thought it should. Let me take a look at what I needed to learn from that and what is it in myself that attracted that, and let me, through the help of spirit, heal that in myself so that I can have a new experience. So I'm not hopping back into something else until I do some introspection to find out why I created that in the first place. But if you don't think the issue was you because you're all asleep and you think it was the other person, of course you wouldn't take a look at yourself because it had nothing to do with you in the first place. So you just jump into something the next week because it didn't have anything to do with you. Why that didn't work? They just cheated. They weren't no good. They didn't appreciate you. It was all them. Then why were they with you? There must have been something about you that invited that into your experience. It takes two, baby. It takes two, baby, to make a dream come true. So the Course says you go from unhappy dream to happy dream to waking up. So you go from I'm asleep having an unpleasant relationship to I'm asleep having a pleasant relationship to waking up beyond any dream of a relationship. So you don't lose on this path. You don't lose you can't lose with love. You never lose with love.
Yes.
Pleasant form of fear. Pleasant form of fear. Yes. Love you don't. Love you don't. There's one other paragraph I want to get to. I know if I brought up a lot of questions and I made you go, wait a minute, I'm kind of confused. Well, wait a minute, that's good. That means that you heard something. If it does make you want to ask questions. That's a good thing. In simplest form, it can be said that attack is a response to function unfulfilled as you perceive the function. So when you attack a person, the Course in Miracles says you are responding to a function you've assigned to somebody that they didn't fulfill. Now I'm angry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then it says the unfulfilled function can be in you. I'm mad at myself because I didn't fulfill a function that I thought I should fulfill. I have dreams for myself that I didn't act out.
Yes.
Then it says, you would not be, it says it can be in you or someone else, but where it is perceived, it will be attacked. So wherever I think my script is not being acted out is where I'm angry. So everywhere you're angry in your life right now is where your script isn't being acted out. So whenever you get angry, just go, oh my God, the traffic isn't acting out my script today. Oh, I'm mad. My girlfriend or boyfriend isn't acting out my script. Trump isn't acting out my script today. The Republicans, the Democrats, the Independents aren't acting out. That women aren't acting out. Men are not acting. Wherever I have a function that I've assigned that someone is not fulfilling, that's where I'm angry. That's where I'm attacking. Now, let me ask you this question. Was everybody put on earth to act out your script? No. Hello? What? No. What? Well, okay. Will you stay perpetually mad if you look at it like your happiness is dependent on everybody acting out your script? Absolutely. You're going to be a mad person all day long. So people with anger issues are people with script issues. They got a script for everybody they know. Now, Tris, what was it you had your hand up about?
So, way back when you were saying that, like, you can't have it now, it's not real. So then, like, when I say, like, I won't be healthy until I lose 10 or 20 pounds, how would you look at that? I would look at that
as you thinking your happiness depends on losing 10 or 20 pounds. Your happiness depends on your state of mind. Your happiness doesn't have anything to do with your weight. There are people who have what the world would consider to be the most ideal body you can imagine, and they're full of insecurities and fears.
That's right.
So don't fall for that trick of thinking that losing 10 or 20 pounds are going to automatically make you happy. Unless Chris loves Chris, he will still be unhappy with 20 pounds less. I'm going to keep going back to it. Happiness comes from within. It doesn't come from anything on the outside. If I'm a happy person, I'll be happy with everybody I'm hanging out with today. If I'm a happy person, I'll be happy in the car I'm driving today. If I'm a happy person, I'll be happy in the apartment I'm living in today. Now, does that mean that I might not want to go just for the heck of it, see what it'd be like to live in another apartment? Not at all. It's not limiting you in terms of what you could experience. Just don't deceive yourself into thinking that it's anything other than something neutral, and you're the one that's going to determine whether or not you experience joy with it. That's what truth is trying to teach us. That's the difference between an asleep person and an awake person. An awake person thinks the thing outside of themselves is going to do it. An awakening person knows that they got to get rid of that idea.
So if I hear you correctly, then what you're saying is like my idea of health and happiness, they're like interchangeable.
I don't know what you just said.
So, because like I was saying, that like I tell myself, I can't be healthy until I lose 10 or 20 pounds. But then you're saying it's like a happiness.
What I'm saying is that your peace is going to come from your interpretation of your experience. The way you're looking at things. The meaning you're giving to everything determines how you feel. Which I know you've heard many times.
Yeah.
But what you just said is what everybody believes who's unhappy. Okay? Whenever I'm feeling unhappy, instead of me going, she needs to change, I go, I need to let go of the idea that she needs to change. Yes. See, that's the way I do it now. And I'll tell you my preferences. And I'll tell you what it is I think I might like. And I will give you the choice as to whether or not that's something that you really wanted to do or not. And I'll be honest enough with myself, if I really wasn't to the point that I think I had to have that, I might choose out of the relationship if I thought that. But I should never lose sight of the fact that that person is not what's causing my upset. That's when I've made a mistake. That's when I've made the biggest mistake, is when I forget that my upset is coming from me, as well as my joy is also coming from me. So if you with another person who believes they're responsible for their happiness and you believe you're responsible for your happiness, y'all going to be happy together. Because even when something come up between you, you're going to say stuff like, wait a minute, I can tell by the way I'm feeling right now, I'm totally misperceiving this whole situation. How do you know? Because I want to kill you. Okay, so that might mean I'm seeing something a little bit off. I'm just a little awry. I want to hang you from the top of the house. So I'm gonna take a little drive right now, and I'm gonna do some meditation and some reading, and let's get back together later, and let's see if we are willing to look at this another way. I'm not gonna go, oh, you better not leave right now. We need to talk this out. We need to have this out right now. No, if we're looking at it from this position, we need to separate to heal for a minute. Then come back together when we're in a better state of mind. Because you want to separate anyway at the point you're angry. So that's not really a request that's a strain. Anger and guilt does make you want to separate. So the mere fact that I'm angry at you means separating from you would be the easiest thing for me to do in this moment. Especially if I'm going to do it to heal my mind. I'm not just separating to separate. I'm separating to heal. That's a different thing. So don't let your ego tell you, oh, you see, that's you. You're just running out right now. We need to talk. We need to talk in peace. We need to talk when there's more sanity coming down between us. I love you so much. I don't want to talk to you when I'm this angry at you. I want to give myself time enough to heal before we have a conversation. That's the way sane people deal with stuff. People who really actually want the situation solved. And so, and the Course in Miracles taught me this, but guess what? The truth comes in many different forms. So a person doesn't have to be a Course in Miracles student to get that. But you want the spiritual path that motivates you enough to do it. I read a ton of books. I had a black belt in metaphysical books. Right? But it was something about this Course in Miracles that made me want to do more than just read another book and put it on the shelf. There was something about this book that made me want to actually apply what it was saying. That's how I knew it was my path. Your path will be something you want to practice. It won't be something you read and then say, okay, that was the latest book I read. And now here's the next, what's the next one somebody going to recommend? Oh, I just read that. Okay, and here's the next one somebody said, well, have you read that book? Have you read this book? Have you read that book? Good, do that until you find the one that works. When you find the one that inspires you, stick with it. Stop reading the other ones for a while. Stop trying to read 5 or 6 different books at once, because you know what your ego is going to do? Usually, it's going to pick out what it likes out of this one. And then it's going to pick out what it likes about this one. And then it's going to pick and ignore everything else. And you know the funny part about it? Usually what people pick out that they like is what they already believe. So they're not really changing at all. They're not learning anything because they're only liking what they already think.
I call that a script sandwich.
Yeah, a script sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's the stuff that makes you go, ugh, that you might want to take a look at. It's the sentence that makes you go, that's the one you want to take a look at. Why is that creating such resistance in you? It's probably because you've just been pegged. Like when I said that about love is not exclusive. But if I had to say love is exclusive, see, what I already believe, something that challenged my belief system. New means different. Never forget that. When you say I want something new, what are you saying? I want something different. So when someone says something different, after you've been saying what you want more than anything is something different, then be happy that I'm saying something to you that's different, even if you may not agree with it today. That means you're actually hearing something new to you. You want to be hearing something that makes you go, That lets you know you're hearing something different. And I said at the very beginning, what? You don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome it, it's okay. Because if it's the truth, it doesn't matter if you believe it. It's not going to change because you don't believe it. Right. And I used to think that. I used to think that something wasn't true unless I agreed with it. Right. So I would go to every gathering and every class listening from, well, I don't know if I believe what he's saying. And I don't think that's true. I don't buy that. So that couldn't possibly be true because I don't buy it. See how crazy that is when you see me do that? But don't we do it? We do it all the time. Oh, well, he said that, and it couldn't be true because I don't agree. I'm the arbiter of what's true, and I'm miserable. That's the Course in Miracles. You know, it says stuff like that. You go, wow, that's deep. He told me my understanding wasn't a powerful contribution to the truth. You know, my understanding, your understanding of this is not what's important. It's your willingness to understand. It's your willingness to say, you know, there might be another way to look at this other than how I'm looking at it. And then it says, once you do that, the universe will take care of everything else. Then once you decide on what direction you want to go in, toward the truth, toward love, it says the universe, or God, will take care of everything else. The challenge is to get people to want to go in the direction of the truth, more so to get them to go in the direction of, I want to be right. Most people want to be right more than they want to be happy. They'll be miserable as long as they think they can be right. And you've met them and you probably have been there. So the last part of this sentence says, the theme, depression or assault must be the theme of every dream because that's all of them are made of fear. The thin disguise of pleasure and of joy in which your dream may be wrapped, but slightly veils the heavy lump of fear that is underneath all dreams because I'm asking for something that does not last and I'm making up what I think is going to make me happy because I'm not happy, because I don't feel whole and complete. So I'm looking for something or somebody outside of me that's going to make me really feel happy. So basically, I'm coming from a fear place. And then it says, and it is this the miracle perceives and not the wrapping in which it's bound. So let me give you a perfect example. If you change the light bulb in a lamp from a red light bulb to a blue light bulb, the whole room turns blue, but the lampshade is the same. So when you have love at your core, instead of fear and separation at your core, the outer physical trappings will appear to be the same, but what would be different is all the love and the content of the people and things that you are experiencing. It looks like it's people in my world, just like it was always people in my world. The difference now is everybody in my world is loving. You follow me? Yes. So when you change your mind, your outer may not necessarily change. What's going to change is all the love and the content and the peace and the joy that's coming at you from all the people and things in your world. And that's how you know you change your mind. It's from the content, not the form. Thank you for listening to this much Holy Spirit. Give it to you. Give it to you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love you all being here. We're going to do the financial expression of appreciation right now. I really want to thank you for coming here. I'm a full-time teacher. I love loving you and learning how to love you.
We love you, Earl.
What?
We love you. I love you.
You love me? Huh? That means that you're willing to share me with everybody.
That's true.
I must not be too special to none of y'all. Which is great. Actually, that's a good thing. Because if I was special, you would be caring about what I do too much. So really, I love people being loving to me, but not trying to control me. That sounds like a cool way to be. So I'm thinking that's true love. Those of you online, if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, just go to my website, earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy.com, P-U-R-D-Y. Also, I do 3 Facebook Live broadcasts a week. So even if you're not here, you can tune into them on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. On Tuesday nights, I do the Way of Mastery at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then on Thursdays, I do what I call Hardcore Course in Miracles for people who are actually studying the material and would like to take advantage of somebody that's been studying it and teaching it for 39 years. And then on Sundays, I do it here so that we can actually have a physical experience of each other. So I want to thank you for coming, because if you didn't come, it wouldn't be any point in me doing it here. So thank you for wanting to connect with each other. And I do one-on-one sessions called clarity sessions. And I want to invite you to have a one-on-one if you're really ready to get past some blocks. And I've also been an astrologer and a numerologist for over 40 years at a soul level. You have lessons to learn, gifts and talents that you may not even be aware of, but you didn't come here without a roadmap. It's just that our culture is not open generally to anything of a mystical, intuitive, psychic nature. So there's a lot of ways for you to get information that could be helpful, that could save you time. Just open your mind past what you've been programmed to believe is valuable. Most people don't realize that they're just programs, that they haven't gotten to the point that they're being true to themselves yet. They're just acting out the program they were given from the day they were born. A member of society is just somebody who's accepted the program and is perpetuating it and agreeing with it. That's what it means to be a member of society. But if you're getting in touch with your true self and you're really getting to know who you are beyond the program, then, and people don't quite get you because you're not acting like the program, you're probably on the way to real happiness for yourself. And don't worry about people attacking you. They'll just avoid you. Unless you go engage them, people who are afraid of another way of being or afraid of love, they go their own way. They're not interested. So you're not going to be in danger. You're going to, those who are like us recognize their own. And you can tell those people because they want peace. They want love. It's not hard to tell. I want peace. I want love. So I'm available. Go to my website. It's called a Clarity Session, earlpurdy.com. I got hundreds of classes on YouTube and on my website that's available. So you can get the reinforcement. It's the repetition and the remembering that makes the difference. So take a breath, y'all. I want you to think about that you're ready to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up. When you're mad, when you're angry, isn't it because somebody has failed to fulfill the function you gave them? And doesn't this become the reason you're angry? You failed to fulfill the function I've assigned to you. The dreams you think you like are those in which the functions you have assigned have been filled. The needs you ascribe to yourself have been met. Those are the dreams you like. But it's the idea that you even need somebody outside or something outside of yourself to fulfill you. That's the error. You make everybody in your experience represent some function you've assigned, something they should represent and do for you. If they succeed in doing the way you like it, then you say, "Oh, I love you." If they should fail to do what you want them to do, you say, "The dream is sad." If it should fail, you think the dream is sad, but whether it succeeds or whether it fails is not its core. It's just the covering. So I'm going to give you a question to take with you today. How happy would your dreams become if you weren't the one who gave the proper role to everyone? No one can fail but your idea of them. There is no betrayal but that. So you say, "I do not perceive my own best interest. I do not perceive my own best interest." And then you follow that up with this statement, which is kind of cute. "Everything is for my own best interest. Everything is for my own best interest." Because I can use everything as a tool for awakening. So say right now to yourself, I'm willing to use everything in my life as a tool for awakening. I'm willing to use everything in my life for a tool to awaken. I'm willing to use everybody in my life to awaken. I want to be a means for everybody in my life to wake up. That is my purpose. That is why I'm here. And then don't forget the most important statement of all, which is this one. I am juicy and cute. I am juicy and cute. What? I am juicy and cute. And then look around and tell somebody, you are juicy and cute. You are just bursting with juice. You just got juice on your juice. Your juice got juice. That's how cool you are. Mighty companions online, you are entitled to miracles. Give it up, Holy Spirit. Thank you so much for coming today. And also, want to say to Miss Megan, happy birthday. I love you. I appreciate you all. Hugs are available. I love hugs.